What's happening? Hold on. It's okay. Let's get all the shit in. No, man. I'm on my break. I have, today's April 19, 2022, Tuesday, California time. I have roughly shaky a good 10 minutes. Yeah, it's a good 10. I didn't get nothing. Or since they not paying me enough, I'm not getting nothing. Fuck that. You gotta compromise. Nah, I mean, today I don't feel like talking about no math topics. I mean, it's already proven, man. I did prove my shit already. I mean, people probably talk about it, but it's just complicated. It is. It's just complicated. It's hard to articulate. Feel me? This is the wave we on, though. It is the wave, man. It's a whole new wave of thinking. While these other people are just trying to hate on you. It's sad, man. People want recognition, but they ain't got nothing to offer. They want people to pay attention to them, and they're not even attentive. You feel me? It's like, what is it about you that people should pay attention to? You know, you get the head growing into itself, and you get the little bump. Anyway, what is it about you that you want people to pay attention to? You gotta be interesting at least. You feel me? At least be interesting. I never asked for this. I just want to be left alone. Can't even lie to you. I just wanted to be left alone, but you know, they just hate me so much. They do, man. It's almost as if I am the person that they deny. I am the one that they deny, right? But hate to see me do it. It's like when somebody denies you and basically dismiss you of not being able to do something, but then they see you trying to do it, and they always gotta cover their face, and like they get frustrated every time they see you're present. It's like you irritate their soul because you actually trying to define what they said about you. It's not like I'm trying to define I'm not trying to define them. I'm just being me. But the fact that they doubted me, they feel like I'm trying to define them. And I'm like, I'm just being me, man. You just happen to you a hater, you feel me? So of course they're gonna go around and try to inject you with things and try to shame. You see, they lost already, so they were so desperate for something that they just desperate times calls for desperate measures, and that's what they did. It was a desperate act. You feel me? It was just the most desperate of all desperate acts. It's just like it was just a desperate act. There's like no way we gonna lose to just this one individual. And I'm like, I'm not even competing with you. I'm just being me. Like I'm supposed to want to do good. I mean, who doesn't? You feel me? But they just want you to fail. They want all these things for you. And it's like, yeah, like every time I'm defining them, it's like it's not that I define them. Is that when I am who I am, it defines what they say. So they have to change me in some form of fashion. And it's like, they try so hard. That should be sad. But let's get to that math topic since we got to define things. You feel me? Like I was saying yesterday, you see me? It's only 0 to 9, right? Everything is 0 to 9 already. So when you have something that precise, right? and it's that concrete. Predicting the future is definitely something that's doable. Counting the steps of anything is also doable. You can actually put the calculation in and you can count the steps of things to come. You feel me? All these things are like, is pretty much doable when you do the math from, even what I said, man, it's angels and demons. It's angels and demons. It's positive and negatives. Division and multiplication, right? So positive is the opposite of negative or subtraction, however you want to call it. Positive is the opposite of subtraction, male, female, whatever, however you want to put it. Then you have division is the opposite of subtraction. Addition and multiplication are related, just like division and subtractions are related. And that's just how it goes, you feel me? And you can see that in the math, when you do the math itself. So we're going to take a look at, let's start with 1. 1 times 1 is what? 1. You feel me? All right, 1 plus 1 is 2, right? Bomb. We can put, it's so hard to do this without a chalkboard. You feel me? This shit is hard to do. You just got to do it on a calculator. I only got one phone. I can't zoom out of this phone and try to do it while I'm talking to you guys. I wish I had a tablet. So now we're not even gonna start 1 plus 1 because 1 and 2 is like basically they like very identical until they're separate when it comes to other numbers. All right, so we're gonna do 4. We're gonna do 4. All right, we're gonna do plus and multiplication first. You feel me? It doesn't matter. We can do plus and minus. What I'm trying to show y'all is that it always come back to its original form. The answer itself, it's a walking pattern. You feel me? It is very, very precise in how it takes each steps. Like, it's very, very precise. You can't even miss it. It's like a language of its own, but it's just numbers. So we're going to do 4 plus 1 is what? 5, right? That's simple shit. 4 plus 1 is 5, right? Bomb. What about 4 minus 1? That's 3, right? Bomb. So how about 4 plus 2? That is 6. 4. That shit is hard to do, man. It's hard to explain without even pointing to a chalkboard. And these niggas making hella noise out here. Hold on, let me see my time. All right, look. 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. Bomb. So 5 and 3. Hopefully I can keep that in mind. Then you have 4 plus 2 is 6, right? The first answer was 5. This 4 plus 2 is 6. So you can see the numbers is already counting itself up. Now how about 4 minus 2? That is what? 2. The first one was 4 minus 1. That was 3. So this one is counting itself backwards. And that's the negative. The negative always seems to go backwards. And the simple shit. And the positive always go forward. I'm not looking at that. What I'm looking at is that the same numbers, the only thing that's changed is the positive and negative in between. So let's take a look at it again. The first one was 4 minus 1 is what? 4 plus 1 is 5. And the next one was 4 minus 1 is 3. We are looking at the numbers in between. What is the difference between 5 and 3? Even that, the difference in that number itself is also counting. So, this shit is different, man. Like, I'm looking at I don't know, I gotta laugh at it because it's crazy to me. So 4 plus 1 is 5. Bomb. 4 minus 1 is what? 3. Bomb. Now we only doing those two. We only doing 2 sequences. Let it pass. They just jealous. This shit is amazing. Black people can't think. Like, it's crazy how these other people start acting like you can't. Like a nigga can't think for himself. Like, chill out. Let it be. Anyway, 4 plus 1 is what? 5. Bomb. 4 minus 1 is what? 3. Bomb. Right? That's one sequence. Now we go into the second sequence. The second sequence is 4 plus 2 is 6. And 4 minus 2 is what? 2. Now, let's look at the difference between the numbers. So the first answer was 5 up top and 3 at the bottom. The second sequence has 6 and 2 at the bottom. So you have 5 and 3 and 6 and 2. Let's look at the difference between 5 and 3. So 5 and 3 has 3 in it, right? Bomb. Now the next sequence is what? 6 and 2. How many you got? 4. So even the difference between the sequences has a number in it that is counting on its own, which is also repeating its original form for where it came from, which is 0 to 9. And we can even go beyond that. And we can multiply or add or divide the difference between the sequence itself, and it also will come back. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. The Bible said it already. You know what I mean? History repeats itself. Shit, we done heard it all. You feel me? So when you take a look, if you take a look at it like that, you could get to see that the numbers is so precise that you can break it down to colors. Primary colors and secondary colors. And from there, you can get to see yourself in your own motherfucking mind. Colors, if you read about colors and everything else like that, each color represents a temperature. And see it from a mathematical point of view, and you can get to break it down. I'm not talking about our pigmentation. I'm talking about real colors. I'm talking about a color on a spectrum. You feel me? Where scientists use colors to determine what minerals are in other planets. This is what they do. The heat that rises out of that planet is how they determine what kind of minerals is in that planet. It could be like, oh, they got a lot of metals in that planet. Oh, that planet could hold water because it's showing this kind of color. And this is how they determine this shit. You feel me? That's the same thing with the math itself. That's math in itself. It's just being expressed in a color form. I'm paying no attention to them. These niggas is wild. That's math in itself. It's just being expressed in a color form. I'm starting with the basics. So we doing the basics, relationships between positive and negative, because we as humans are made out of protons and electrons. So protons is something that is represented as a plus, and electrons is something that is represented as a minus. So that's math right there, going at it again. You feel me? So I just want to show you the relationship between the two. You feel me? And show you that in its highest form, multiplication is just another version of addition. It just multiplies. It's a little more. And subtraction and division is also the same thing. It divides. It basically take away, subtract, another take away. So you see the relationship and the coordination going on between both species. Yeah, these things are alive, by the way. And they're very precise. They have kids just like you, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. You see? So even the differences between two, I pick 4. You feel me? We ain't want to do 2, because sometimes when you do, let's say, I ain't going. Okay. When it comes to the higher version of math, right? The higher, they say the higher you go, they say that the higher you go, the more devils you come across. And the math, when you look at the math, you can tell that it's true. So in math, right? 0 plus 1 is what? 1. 0 plus anything, the number that is plus will represent that equation of it. The equation meaning the equal of it, the conclusion of it, or the total of it, right? So 0 plus 9 is 9. But in multiplication, which is the higher version of math, 0 plus anything will be 0. 0 times anything will be 0. So in addition, 0 plus anything will be that number itself. So 0 plus 9 is what? 9. Bond. That's just an example. It can be any number. Now, how about 0 times 9? It will always be 0. 0 times anything else will be 0. So why is it that when it's in a multiple form, why is it that when we get higher, that 0 always overrules when it comes to multiplication, but when it's addition, 0 has no power? Well, that's going to be on the next subject, because I only got like 1 minute. Word up. Because we supposed to be in abundance. multiplication is abundant. You feel me? But I gotta go, man. This is just some new topic. You know, I always come up with something new. Gotta go to work. But I'll holler at y'all later.